Aloha, everybody. I just wanted to introduce you to this week's lab, and we're going to be looking at measurement. And you have, as you can see in front of you on the video, there are 4 different candies, and depending on the distribution of the candies, you may have 3 or 4 different candy boxes in your baggie. And so you will only need to use 2 of them, but it's really important that you understand what it is that I'm trying to get you to do. Since I can't provide you with a electronic balance at home, I'm going to go ahead and get the data for you with the different masses and of the empty box and the full box, and that way you will be able to get all of the rest of the data when you get your box. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go through the process with you and tell you kind of what you're going to be doing. And we'll go ahead and get started. And so you're going to need to know what the mass of the full box is and the empty box. And then you'll also be doing some other measurements. Now, as we've talked about before, you're going to want to use the centimeter side of the ruler. And you'll notice that the 0 centimeter is not on the edge of the ruler. So it's really important that when you measure your box, you actually line up the box with the edge. Sometimes it's good to go to the 1. So this is just under 6 millimeters long. I mean 6 centimeters long. It's it looks like 5.8. Now, there's a couple of things that you're going to need to have as a convention. A convention is an agreement, and an agreement within the class. And since you all are virtual and I am here, for sake of argument, what we're going to say is that the longest side of the box, is the length. The next longest side of the box is the width, and the shortest side of the box is the height. That way you won't get confused, because when I ask you to multiply length times height and length times width, you'll get those answers. So it's going to be really important as you get into the activity. So you may not be able to tell, but the balance says that it's at 0.0 grams. And so we're going to start with the chewy lemon heads, and I'm going to stick those on the balance. And I get 15.4 for the full, 15.4 grams. And we'll take that off. And for the jaw blasters is 15.3. That's 15.3 grams for the jaw blasters. These are the fulls. Go back to 0. The dots. Oh, the dots is pretty massive. It says 23.8. 23.8 grams. Okay. And then last but not least is the milk duds. And according to the milk duds, I get 14.9 for the milk duds. 14.9. So the milk duds are the least massive. So let's take a look at these. You can eat the candies after you've taken the first initial mass. And then what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that the boxes are empty, and then you're going to go ahead and put it back on the balance. And this one is empty. Milk duds is 2.1 grams. Okay, that's good to know. And the dots, this was the one that was really heavy. Well, heavy is a relative term. And again, make sure that it's cleared out, and it is. And I'll fold those guys in there just because it's a good idea. And this one's 3.1, the dots is 3.1. It's a little bit more massive box, but it makes up, drop, yep, 3.1, okay. 3.1. All right. And then we'll do the jaw busters. Oh yeah, those look pretty cool. And it is empty. 2.5 for the jaw busters. Grams for the jaw busters. I kind of like these candies. So you'll notice that I went out and I actually bought boxed candy, and there's a reason for this. It's because the measurements, that one's empty, are much easier with something that you can actually measure. 2.6. Okay, lemon heads is 2.6 grams. Okay, so we've got all of our electronic balance measures, and I will make a, oops, sorry about that. I will make a data table of the masses for you and post it to the materials in the resource folder for week 3, which will probably be maybe week 4. I don't know, whatever the week happens to be, because we didn't have class on Monday. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be determining the area, the volume, the total surface area of the box. You're going to be finding out what the density is, and the density of the box is the mass of the box. It's D equals M over V, mass over volume. And anything that has a volume greater than 1 will sink, and anything that has a density less than 1 will float. And so you're going to make a prediction whether or not the full boxes will float and the empty boxes will float. And so that's what we're going to be doing this week. And I'm going to be setting up time for you to come and pick up your materials. I'm going to provide you with the boxes of candy and a ruler so that you can get those measurements for yourself. And you, as I mentioned before, you select which one of the boxes. You're going to do 2 of the boxes of candy. You may have 3, you may have 4. So that's what we're going to be doing this week. And I look forward to seeing you guys sometime in the future. Thank you.